Welcome back to the JB Hunt Million Mile Celebration with Mark Willis on Road Dogg Trucking News.
Drivers, hey, welcome back to the program. Yeah, we are flying through these 2 hours. You know, it just seemed like we just got started here on the program, and it is really great to be out and about, ladies and gentlemen. I'm broadcasting live from JB Hunt's World Headquarters in the great state of Arkansas, and I am at their Million Mile Driver celebration here, guys. We are celebrating those drivers that have achieved the 1 million, 2 million, 3 million mile mark, 4 million mile mark out there, and these numbers are really incredible. And just to see the company spirit and the camaraderie here in this building today has really been absolutely inspirational, and was absolutely great to see the celebration a little while ago of the drivers that are being recognized coming down the staircase here to thunderous applause. I mean, we are talking about raising the roof kind of noise that really makes a lot of folks feel good. It recognizes the accomplishments of the drivers. It recognizes the fact that the company is recognizing the drivers and showing just how much they really do care about their folks that are on the road. Here to talk a little bit more about this is Bradley Hicks. He is the Executive Vice President of JB Hunt's Dedicated Division, and Bill Dietrich serves as the Senior Vice President of Intermodal Operations. They've got 45 terminals around the United States, and you guys, good to have all of you on board to talk about this. And Bradley, I'll tell you, just to see these guys coming down the stairs today has got to be inspirational. What are your thoughts?
It is. And, this is our favorite day of the year, very exhilarating. Recognition, really just a lifetime achievement and accomplishment for our drivers, and so we look forward to it all year. It's a celebration, as you said, Mark, and we couldn't be more proud of the accomplishments that they've had. The work that they do for us is irreplaceable in respect to what it is we do as a company. Without them, we're nothing, as Mr. Hunt used to say.
Sure.
And so we focus a lot on our drivers and how we can appreciate them. But this is, an outstanding day, and we'd love to continue to do more for all of them, and we focus on that. But today is a special day.
And Bill, looking at some of the expressions on the faces of the drivers out there, I mean, they are just thrilled to be going through the recognition process. And I mentioned this earlier, the fact that there's a lot of family here, which is really great, and that's at the heart and the soul of JB Hunt is family, right? Talk about that.
Yeah, it's not just the drivers, but it's their families too.
Yeah.
Those families sacrifice almost as much as the drivers throughout their career. There's lots of long days away from home, and so it's great to recognize those families along with the drivers.
There's a lot of golden opportunities here. I mean, folks, if they will take time and look at what's available inside of the organization, there's so many different platforms that are there, growth opportunity all over the place here, right?
Yeah, JB Hunt's always been a growth company and will continue to be. All their business units is our strategy to continue to grow and give more opportunities to the drivers. You mentioned the intermodal network.
Yeah.
It's pretty established, 45 terminals. We're not really adding more terminals, but we're adding drivers to those terminals, local jobs, quality opportunities for all the drivers.
Absolutely. And think about that for a second, right? I mean, so many drivers, they love being away from home for a while, getting out there on the road. But if you want to be home, say maybe every night or maybe every other night, depending upon what the driver's needs might be, all they got to do is look, right? I mean, 45 different terminals, there's opportunities that are right at their door.
Yep, and I think that's what's evolved over the years with JB Hunt is we're integrated between the business units. I've worked with the intermodal team, but I used to work in dedicated. Brad's group has lots of opportunities for the drivers, and they kind of promote, in a sense, there's a career path for drivers. They don't just have to do intermodal. They don't have to do dedicated, but they have options with JB Hunt. They have a lot of different ways they can go, a lot of different earning opportunities based on their desires and their needs for their family. So I think that's really one of the huge benefits for our organization right now.
And I would imagine, too, Bradley, that was one of the core values of Mr. Hunt is like, let's grow people, let's grow the business. And again, it gets back to people being the critical element for the business out there. Dedicated, really growing by leaps and bounds. Things are really going well there.
It has, and our growth has been substantial. It's opened up new opportunities to layer onto the 45 terminal network that we have in Intermodal. We have over 600 unique dedicated account locations. Many of which are, as you referenced, home every night in a variety of capacities. We have dry van fleets, we have food delivery fleets, we have flatbed offerings. We have refrigerated operations, and it really does allow a driver to assist us and promote through different jobs that suit their needs best. Whether that's time of day, whether that's the days that you work within a week. And so we're looking to accommodate as many as we can, recognizing that balance between work and home life is so vital and important to their satisfaction, which makes them a great, safe driving employee for us.
I would imagine that one of the critical elements is the communication between the company and the driver. Feedback on that. Do you get a lot of feedback, suggestions, ideas from your drivers and dedicated about ways to improve things, make it better out there? How important is that two-way communication between the company and the driver?
Oh, it's vital. You know, when they get their work and they dispatch for the day, there's very little face-to-face interaction that occurs, and so in a lot of cases we rely heavily on those in-cab communication capabilities. We've invested heavily there to provide a tool and an application that is very easy to use. And really try and make their job easier. In terms of the feedback, we have an open door policy, and we're constantly looking for that employee feedback on how we can get better. We have an internal program that we promote called Elevation, which allows any and every employee to submit ideas on ways that we can do things better or improved. And our leadership team actually evaluates all of those ideas. And to the extent that we think that it can create value, we'll make those investments and create those capabilities, whether it's a tool inside of the app that we use in terms of how we primarily communicate with our drivers, or if it's even something on the truck in terms of how we're speccing the equipment to make their lives easier. So we definitely have an open ear to how we can continuously improve, and I think that's another strong testament to the organization that we have here and what we've been able to build.
And explain from the intermodal side, Bill, the importance of the communication with the drivers on the road, and I would imagine with the intermodal partners that you've got as well. How critical is that?
It's very critical, and Brad mentioned that we have a drive app and tablets in the truck, and that technology enables them to both use our internal JB Hunt application to communicate to their dispatch team, but we also have our rail providers' applications also there, so they can see where their freight is coming in. They can engage their freight more timely, and so that technology is also available right there at their fingertips.
You know, somebody that might be saying their 50s or 60s, like me, just embracing the technology revolution can really be quite something when you look at all of the things that go along with that. Talk about maybe some of the learning processes with the new technology. Do you guys sit drivers down and say, okay, this is what we've got here, and this is how it can benefit you? And once they understand the basis of the technology, does it make that transition a lot easier? What do you think?
You know, it does require constant communication, and then we also make them a part of what we're creating.
Okay.
So we bring driver groups in to facilitate the piloting of those new capabilities so that we do get their feedback and build it out in such a way that it can most easily be consumed or utilized. I think most of them, once you get them over the fear element of something just normal change, they recognize that it actually makes their job easier. And so from that perspective, I think we gain compliance or use of those new capabilities because we're not wanting to roll something out that's going to make their job harder or more difficult or take more time. Everything we're focused on is giving them back time so that they can do their work safely and then get done even maybe sooner to spend more time with their family.
And you probably got a lot of great feedback based on that, am I right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's, I think, one of the key elements right there is meeting the needs of the drivers out there. If it's technology, if it's at maybe face-to-face communication, if it's at open door policy, because that's going to give the driver a comfort level that they know that they're going to get things done. They're going to be able to get things accomplished out there. That builds faith, that builds trust, and that's going to make you feel good because of the number of drivers that have been in your division for many, many years, I imagine.
Yes. Sorry.
You got a long-term, a lot of folks that have worked in there long-term. And I think that's one of the great things about it, too. When you look at how many people have worked in J.B. Hunt for years, a lot of great stories about folks that have been in the industry 20, 30 years, all here.
Yeah, we're proud.
Cool.
We're proud of that.
Yeah.
Our driver staff is very tenured. Our management staff is very tenured. And so, we do like to think of it as a family. We're constantly striving for improvement. We don't always get it right. but we do attempt to recognize early when we've gotten things wrong and look to make them right. And I think that again, would be a differentiator for J.B. Hunt and for driving and representing J.B. Hunt. We're going to stand by our word, and we're going to look to take care of our people, even when things don't go the way that we want them to, ideally.
From what I understand, I do know that you've talked with Mrs. Hunt from time to time.
Well, I do, yes, sir.
And from what I understand, she is very much hands-on.
She is wonderful.
In the business, a great lady.
Absolutely loves our drivers.
Sure.
And so we love it anytime she's able to come spend time with us. I actually saw her just last week. She was out in the building, and she's doing well, and she's a great advocate for our industry.
I had the great fortune of interviewing her last year when we were up here. She spent about 15 minutes with us and sat down, and we had a great conversation. Went on for about 15 minutes or so, and she talked about the company and the growth of the organization and how it is continuing to build based on drivers. Again, it's the heart and soul of the organization. It's all about the drivers, right?
Yeah, I think that's what really differentiates us in Intermodal is that our driving force, we cover 90% of our stops are by in-house employee drivers, not a third-party carrier in Intermodal. And so that employee execution is superior. I think is one of the differentiators for Intermodal is that we are touching that with the professional drivers that you see today here and provide a level of service that's I think superior.
Yeah, absolutely. Gentlemen, I appreciate you spending a few minutes with us. We've just gone through about 20 minutes here on this, and man, incredible information. Anything that I missed that you'd like to maybe throw in?
No, I think thanks for being here.
Okay.
We appreciate you supporting our cause and helping us celebrate with our outstanding drivers.
Outstanding. Gentlemen, thank you. Again, that is Bill Dietrich with me, ladies and gentlemen, and also Bradley Hicks. Bradley is with the dedicated division, and Bill he oversees the intermodal operation. A great round of applause for them. I'm going to take a short break, and let's update what's going on with the news.